A very warm welcome to the tradingmentors.com. This is Chris, head trader, head coach at the tradingmentors.com, and welcome to the weekly Forex forecast for the 5th of June. Before we go into the markets, I just want to congratulate all the members who have the gold software. A fantastic move on Friday as it broke the central pivot of 1974 and broke down, but you had several chances to get into this position if you had the software. So we got a fresh sell signal at 1974, you had another sell signal at 1965, and then another signal at 1951. So lots of opportunities, and one of the best ways to manage this is to simply move your stop with the resistance area. The red line is the resistance area. Until you get stopped out, you can use targets, of course. I can give you those as well. But generally speaking, if you want to get the big move, 240 pips in this case, then you are going to move your stop along with the trailing stop. So let's get on to the markets. So I'm delighted to welcome you all to my YouTube channel and to the weekly Forex forecast for next week. So for those new to my YouTube channel, welcome first of all, and this is the order of play for the next 15 minutes or so. So we start with the DXY, which measures US dollar currency, yen futures, Swiss futures, then we go down to the indices, commodities, and then on to Forex. So this is the US dollar index. It hit our target of 104.65 from last week almost exactly and bounced off it. So now it has to make its mind up now. Is it going to continue this up move? Highly unlikely. I think it's going to move down to this order block in the next week. So the target for this week is going to be 101.90. But I think if it holds above the support area, then of course we could see it go back to 104.65. Any strength in the dollar, we need to see this breakout here, and the target will be 109.56. So we'll keep an eye on this. Weekly Forex forecast gives us the longer term trends, if you like. The early morning briefing, which I do, is for intraday trades. So if you want to be a day trader, join me in the links below. And if you want to become a full member, then of course I will do the New York session as well. So you've got lots of opportunities to get into positions and learn about how to analyze markets. So the DXY, we have to wait for this one, and I'll update you Monday morning. On to the yen futures. Now the yen futures, for those people who don't know, is our guide, our correlation in terms of the yens. So we only trade the yens when we've got clear definition of a trend in the yen futures. So if the yen futures is falling, then all the yens pairs will be rising. That's how it works. That's the correlation. So as this weakens, the yen pairs rise. So that's your opportunity to buy into the yen pairs. So having said that, we've had weakness in the yen this week, for the last couple of weeks actually, in actual fact since the 10th of April, so quite some time. Now it's got a bit of a problem. As you can see, it's now hit a massive order block, so the buyers are setting up to step in here. So what will happen here, the price will change direction. More than likely, you can see the downtrend here clearly on the advanced pro charts, but a correction is highly likely back to 75.57. Now this being the case, if it does that, then of course as this goes up there will be some selling opportunities on the yens, and I'll give you my favorite trades at the end of the video. The Swiss franc futures is another way of correlating what we're going to do with the Swiss franc. So in terms of the US Swiss, in terms of the Swiss yen, and in terms of the pound Swiss as well. So this correlates with those trades. So in this instance, we've seen weakness in the Swiss franc, which has driven prices up in terms of the pound Swiss and so on. So if you're trading the Aussie Swiss, the Canadian Swiss, New Zealand Swiss, then it's always a good idea to have the Swiss franc futures on your watch list so you can see what's going on. So as the price moves up, then of course that gives you trading opportunities to the upside, and as it moves down, it confirms weakness, so therefore you can actually make your mind up. So as an example, as this is weak from the 12th of May, then of course you can go into the Swiss yen and see if there's any trading opportunities there, as an example. So for the end of Friday, we can see that now it's hitting a major support area here. The buyers are stepping in or going to step in, and we can see the long-term trend line here. It's hit it exactly and rebounded off it at 109.61, which is great because that gives us an opportunity to get into the Swiss franc. So look out for the Swiss franc in the next few days. If you're in my VIP room, if you are a TTM member, then of course I will update you on the charts and the analysis throughout the days. Congratulations, members who've been trading the NASDAQ, 14,546 it finished on, and as you can see, a massive uptrend here on the daily chart. It hit an order block some weeks ago, and you had a buying opportunity here, buying opportunity here, buying opportunity here, buying opportunity here. So lots of opportunities to buy into this trend. So congratulations to you guys. So all the other indices are very mixed at the moment. So we have to wait for them to sort themselves out before we actually can see any sense of direction. So during these weekly Forex forecasts, we're looking at trends and momentum. They're the combination that we're looking for in order to get the trends, the long-term trends. And of course, then we can dial in deeper into the lower time frames during the daily video analysis, New York session, and then the early morning briefing. So the Bitcoin, 27,166, it finished on. Now we can see that the price has now changed direction, break of structure actually. And so any price action going high, we've got a buy signal, and you can see the uptrend here clearly. It might need to dip down a bit deeper depending on market sentiment, but nonetheless, target for this week, 31,050. On to commodities. Silver's mixed. This is West Texas oil, $71.85. Now this is a very good trade indeed. We're looking for a short position probably Monday morning, so get ready for that, guys. Get your oil software ready. Looking for break of structure to the lower time frames, but nonetheless, this should be a good move. You can see the overall trend, clearly downtrend, and so look out for your break of structure on your charts, and then sells. Target $66.29. On to gold, 1948 it finished on, and congratulations to you guys who've got the gold software. But this is the daily chart, and as you can see, it doesn't actually look like much at all, does it? That 240 pip move was very large indeed, but I am expecting a bounce from here. This has hit a very, very important order block. So this is into the green zone, which is green for buy. Now it can, of course, dip deeper into this. So it could come down to 1922, for instance. But the overall consensus, I think, is a pull down first, but then a pull back up to $2,000. We'll be doing more analysis every day during the DVA. On to Forex now. This is the pound USD. Congratulations if you sold it from the 12th of May. A nice sell there. Now, this is simply a retracement, probably 50% retracement back up to this resistance area now, and we expect a rollover on Monday and heading for 122.56. Of course, much depends on the DXY and the direction. It's not quite clear yet. We'll find out on Monday or Tuesday once markets settle down. But the consensus here is that there's probably going to be a pull up to about 108.32 on the euro dollar, and then a roll over to 106.48 before it continues that momentum to the uptrend. Congratulations, members who have traded US Swiss to the downside earlier, a couple of weeks ago, whenever that was. April 4th, there we go. and of course to the upside on the 15th of May. Hit our target almost exactly at 91.21 and bounced straight off it. Now it's hitting a red order block. Now this is vital to understand where these order blocks are and the settings on the advanced pro charts, because this will give you the edge over your performance. And so therefore we expect to roll over to the downside, and the target is 88.22. Onto the US yen. Now, as I explained earlier, with the yen futures hitting a very important order block, highly likely to bounce upwards from the green order block, as if you remember a few minutes ago, this will push the yen pairs down. Okay, so this is hitting out a 50% retracement on the weekly chart, and it hit our target this week, 139.34, almost exactly. And so any breakdown from here, which we expect maybe Monday or Tuesday, out before we actually can see any sense of direction, and I'll let you know in the VIP room, our target is 134.50. Aussie USD finished at 66.04. But now we have breaker structure on our chart, which indicates further upside momentum is likely. We have momentum in the chart. I expect to see a pullback slightly down to 65.68, just a pullback probably Monday morning, where it will find support. As long as it remains above the 50-day moving average, this is the important thing. We've got the buy signal on the advanced pro charts. Remember, buy and the price above the 50 is strength. A sell below the 50-day moving average, and it is weak. Don't forget also that red equals sell, green equals buy. Simple but effective. And the target for this week is 67.50. So the New Zealand yen, that's it. I forgot where I was there. So the New Zealand yen, just to remind you, as the yen futures bounces up off the green zone, the order block, as it should, we'll find out on Monday, then this will weaken the yen pairs. All right. So this is now hit a very important area of resistance, as you can see. Perfect trading opportunity here, guys, and a great opportunity to sell probably Monday morning early. So I'll be doing the early morning briefing. If you're not in it, just click the link. It's free, and I can update you with what's going on. The target for this week, 83.05. Now I posted this one in the VIP room in the DVA actually, daily video analysis. I do a daily video analysis of all the markets just like this, but closer, during the New York session for members only. So if you want to become a member, just click on the link. So here we go with the Swiss yen. This is the final one before I go into my favorites. And so I'm expecting the price to move up to this order block here at 154.52. You can put an order in ready if you want to. Make sure your stop is above the resistance area up here, and the target is 152.35. So on to my favorites. So look out for Aussie USD to the upside to target 67.50. New Zealand yen to target 83.10. Swiss yen to target 152.35. Oil, red hot. Oil is red hot, heading for 69.7 and then $66.30 possibly. And then lastly, the US yen, that is red hot, ready for Monday. 134.50 is the target. Well, that was a bit of a session. Only 14 minutes, so that's not too bad. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Have a wonderful weekend, and click on the link, as I keep saying, if you want to join me in my trading journey.